Hey everyone, Joe Gilbert, your friendly American expat living here in the Philippines. Now, after living here for over 3 years, I can tell you that I'm no stranger to the heat and the humidity. I've dealt with the sweat, the wet, nasty clothes, and even the smell as I transitioned from cotton to the modern high-tech clothes in an attempt to stay cooler. The good news is I've pretty much figured out what actually works for clothing in the Philippines and also what doesn't. Now, hopefully the information I share today is going to help those that are on the way, or maybe those that are already here but struggling with the nasty smell of the high-tech clothing, or maybe they're tired of ironing their clothes every day and having a wet cotton shirt stuck to their back. Now, if you're wearing this high-tech activewear and you've not experienced this smell, you will. It's just, 5 or 6 weeks away as the bacteria builds up. So when you step in that elevator after showering and you're all fresh and you jump in the elevator and ride down and you start smelling body odor, it's not the person next to you that smells so bad. Yeah, it's probably you. Now, the core problem in Southeast Asia is pretty simple. It's the high heat and extreme humidity, often 85, 95 degrees, and a humidity around 80%. My old cotton clothes, they'd be drenched with sweat and stay wet practically all day long, and now those are relegated to evenings and only during the cool season. I almost never wear cotton. Additionally, I don't like to iron, and you don't have to iron these nice synthetic clothes. Now that I've broached the topic, you may be thinking to yourself that you always see me in the same shirt. Well, sort of. I've discovered what I think are the best shirts, and I bought a closet full of the same ones. So you're going to see a bunch of these shirts, and they're from Uniqlo. Uniqlo is everywhere. They're not sponsored, but I like their stuff. It's inexpensive, and it's really a good value for the dollar. These shirts are about $20 a piece. And I don't think I've worn any out. They just last and last. So Uniqlo, that's my endorsement. Totally on the house. Thank you. Let's go back in time to when I first bought these clothes. These high-tech clothes seemed like, hey, this is the answer. I found it. This is perfect. They breathe well. I'm not covered in sweat. They look good. The dark colors hide the sweat stains so I don't look like a bum. What I didn't realize is that after 5 or 6 weeks, they start to hold on to that bacteria, and there's enough of it there that even with washing, as soon as you put them on, your body heat kicks that bacteria back into overdrive, and the smell is right there again. Now, one of the problems I had was that the dark color, it makes me hotter. The sun, this stuff holds the heat, it attracts the heat, and it locks it in, so it's not nearly as comfortable. But when I wear the light-colored shirts, well, then every drip of sweat shows, making me look and feel like a slob. And another issue is, with virtually no hair on my head, the UV exposure was a constant issue. So combined, these problems, really, they can make simple daily activities a real pain in the arse. If you don't address these issues, they'll compound quickly. You'll end up with a higher risk of skin cancer due to the UV exposure, skin irritation or fungal infections from trapped moisture, and ongoing body odor that will affect your confidence and especially make you awkward in social settings. Now, here's a kick in the butt. Even making the right clothing decision is going to leave you smelling like a swamp thing without this secret. And I'll tell you what that secret is here in a moment. Now, the main clothing options that we have when we move here, cotton. Cotton is everywhere. And most people will say cotton is the best overall choice. It's highly breathable, it naturally resists odors, and it's better than synthetics in humid conditions. Now, here's the problem with cotton. It requires ironing, it absorbs a ton of sweat, and it dries slowly in high humidity, so you're probably going to feel nasty with a shirt stuck to your body all day. For those reasons, I don't often wear cotton. Now, the modern high-tech synthetic clothing, that's my choice over cotton, and with the exception of them trapping the bacteria and that reemerging body odor, they're superior in every way, in my opinion, and we're going to talk about how to treat them so you don't have to deal with that reemerging smell. I carry a compact umbrella for the UV protection and to keep the heat off of me. Now, this combination keeps me feeling cool and looking presentable no matter what. Now, one thing to note, there are a lot of people that prefer to wear a hat, and there's I'm not carrying an umbrella around all day. But let me tell you, an umbrella is much, much more comfortable than wearing a hat. I don't want to have a nasty, sweaty, stinky hat on my head. I'd rather feel the air blowing and the breeze, and an umbrella, that's the perfect option, and especially in Southeast Asia during the rainy season, basically, except for around December in the wintertime, you count on rain every flipping day. So an umbrella is just a piece of life here in Asia, and it makes everything much easier, makes you much more comfortable. So what is this magic secret that I'm talking about to keep this bacteria from reemerging? It's very simple. Add about a half a cap of pine oil soap into your laundry on every wash. Now, I added too much the first time I did it. I think I added like a cap and a half or 2 caps. And in my clothes, I smell like a flippin' pine tree for about a month. You don't need that much, just about a half a cap, and then your clothes don't smell like pine sol or a pine tree, but it kills that bacteria and it gets rid of the odor. I've made this a habit. It has proven to be a reliable and effective solution to all the problems we've talked about. So, Joe, is there any science to back up the stuff that you've been saying? Well, yes. Studies and textile reviews confirm that synthetics like polyester, they harbor more odor-causing bacteria than cotton, leading to smells returning faster, even after washing, due to the bacterial retention. Cotton resists odors better in humid environments, but synthetics, in my opinion, are much, much cooler. Now, in colors, the dark fabrics absorb more sunlight. They raise the surface temperature as compared to the light colors. But then again, you see all the sweat and you kind of just look nasty when you wear the light colors. For those of you my age, you probably remember that old tagline, "Never let them see you sweat." It was for some type of antiperspirant. But that's why I choose the dark colors. And lastly, the UV umbrellas, they're widely used in Southeast Asia. They block a high percentage of the UVA and UVB without adding heat like heavy clothing or wearing a hat. So again, pine-based cleaners or pine essential oil, they have antimicrobial properties that eliminate musty bacterial odors. Now, my personal experience validates all of the above, and I now use, like I said, a half a cap of pine oil detergent in every load, and I don't have that problem anymore. If you find this of value, please visit the Second Act Warriors website. Link is in the description. Also, please like and subscribe and share this video. If you go to the website, you'll find this in blog format. You'll find some citations that back up what I've said with the science. There's also a merchandise page if you want to buy a coffee cup. It's a wonderful way to show your appreciation and help out the channel. Heck, you can even just go to the donate page and make a donation. Everything that you do, any manner of support, is greatly appreciated. So if you're moving to the Philippines from a cooler part of the U.S., these tips are going to go a long way in helping you acclimate to the tropical heat. As always, remember, better thinking does equal a better life. Joe out.